Everyone, welcome to the live. Thank you so much for joining the live. And first name is Lucia in the chat. Hello, Cathy. How are you, Cathy? And next name is Asbella in the chat. Hello, Asbella. How are you? Welcome to the live, Asbella. Next name is Gabrielle. Gabriella, how are you? Welcome to the live. Next name is Hunter in the chat. How Hunter? How are you? Next name we have Zahar in the chat. Oh, Zara. Thank you, Zara, for joining in. Next name we have Coffee in the chat. Hello, Coffee. How are you? And here next name is we have Bushra in the chat. Hello, Bushra. How are you? Welcome to the live, Bushra. Thank you for joining in the live. Next name is Chakutra in the chat. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. Next name is Aman in the chat. Hello, Aman. How are you? Thank you so much. Next name is Joey in the chat. Hello, Joey. How are you? Thank you, Joey. Have a great day. Thank you so much. I don't know what's going on. Are you seeing the name with translation? What happened? And here we have Tanya in the chat. Hello, Tanya. How are you? Thank you so much, Tanya, for joining in the live. And next name I see we have next name is Fatma in the chat. Hello, Fatma. How are you? Next name is Mariam in the chat. Hello, Mariam. How are you, Mariam? And next I see next name is Yus. Okay, here I see next name is Yusa in the chat. Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining in the live. Have a great day. And next name is I see here is Hasnan in the chat. Hello, Hasnan. How are you? Thank you so much, Hasnan. Next name is Sophia. How are you, Sophia? And next name we have Daisy in the chat. Hello, Daisy. How are you, Daisy? And I see here is Ahad Hasnan. Thank you, Ahad Hasnan. Have a great day. And next name I see here is Taliana in the chat. Hello, Taliana. How are you? Thank you so much. Next name is Mahanur in the chat. Hello, Manu. How are you? Next name is we have Suchita in the chat. Hello, Suchita. How are you? And here is Anna. Thank you, Anna, for liking and subscribing. Next name is Gaurav. Join the live. Hello, Gaurav. How are you, Polo? And next I see here is Mahur in the chat. Thank you, Mahur. Have a nice day. Next name is Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. Have a nice day. And I see next name is Eliana in the chat. Hello, Eliana. How are you? And I see, can you do for like, can you do Darling? I wrote your name. And next name is Music in the chat. How are you, Music? And next name I see here is Jisan in the chat. Hello, Jisan. Next name is Krishna in the chat. Hello, Krishna. And next name I see here is Laura joined the live. Hello, Laura. And next name is Laura in the chat. Hello, Laura. How are you? And next name is Eliana Desi Besties. Thank you for joining the live. Next name is Aro in the chat. Hello, Aro. How are you, Aro? And next name we have Daksha in the chat. Hello, Daksha. How are you, Daksha? And I see Stephen in the chat. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining the live. And next name is Suzanne in the chat. Hello, how are you? Okay, it says Suzanne. Next name we have Sabrina in the chat. Hello, Sabrina. How are you, Sabrina? And here is Benjamin in the chat. Hello, Benjamin. How are you? And next I see here is Jackson in the chat. Hello, Jackson. And here is, I don't know what's going on. I see the names with translation, guys. I'm sorry, I did not understand what's going on. That's why I am really facing hard time to write your name, everyone. Hello, Alma. How are you? And next name is Didi in the chat. Hello, Didi. How are you? Welcome to the live, Didi. Thank you so much. And next name I see. Who's there? Who's here? Okay, next name is, I see Amna in the chat. Hello, Amna. How are you, Amna? Okay, it's really hard for me to write your names, everyone, because I'm receiving the names with translation. I don't know what's going on. Why is YouTube is doing that? And I see Himanshi in the chat. Hello, Himanshi. How are you? Thank you, Himanshi. And next I see Rohan in the chat. Hello, Rohan. How are you? Next name is Liana in the chat. Hello, Liana. How are you, Liana? Next name is Mariam in the chat. Hello, Mariam. And next name is Allah in the chat. Hello, Allah. How are you? And next name is Annie. Join the live. Hello, Annie. And do Allah swear. And Luna. Allah swear. you so much for joining in the live. Thank you so much. Next name is Kanan in the chat. Hello Kanan. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is Kion Chai in the chat. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. And next name is Abitsuya in the chat. Hello, Abitsuya. And I see Alice. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. And I see here is Zemfira in the chat. How Zemfira? How are you? Next name here is Hamza. Join the live. Hello Hamza. How are you, Hamza? And next name is Serene. Join the live. Next name is Yachi. How are you, Yachi? Thank you so much. Next name is Suvendu in the chat. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. And here is Brazil in the chat. Thank you so much for joining the live. Have a great day. And I see here is Qadir in the chat. Hello Qadir. How are you, Qadir? And next name I see we have Leo in the chat. Hello Leo. How are you, Leo? And next name is next name is we have Pandian. Thank you for joining in the live. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you so much. And next I see Ansh in the chat. Hello Ansh. How are you, Ansh? And here next name I see here is Epic in the chat. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. Next name is Sumera in the chat. Hello, Sumera. How are you? And next name is Rohit and Chanda joined the live. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And here I see Oscar in the chat. Hello, Oscar. How are you, Oscar? Luciana. Thank you, Luciana, for joining in the live. And I see next name is Adon. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. And I see next name we have Sakshi in the chat. Hello Sakshi. How are you, Sakshi? Thank you, Sakshi. Next name I see Adriana. How are you, Adriana? Thank you so much. And next name is I see Beyonce in the chat. Hello Beyonce. How are you, Beyonce? Next name we have Sina in the chat. Hello Sina. And here is Hot Soil in the chat. Thank you for joining Hot Soil. And here is next name is Awasi. Thank you for joining. And I see Purba in the chat. Hello Purba. How are you, Purba? Anna joined the live. Hello, Anna. And here is Suhani. Hi, Suhani. Thank you so much. Welcome to the live. And here is Mishot in the chat. Hello, Mishot. How are you? And next I see here is a long name. Thank you everyone for joining the live. Have a great day. Have a lovely day to you everyone. And next name is I see here is Timu joined the live. Hello Timu. How are you Timu? And I see Subi joined the live. Hello Subi. Okay, I think I write the wrong. Okay, hello Subi. How are you? Thank you Subi. Next name is we have Timothea. Thank you for joining the live. Have a great day. And I see Hey in the chat. Hello Hey, how are you? And here is Rafi join the live. Hello Rafi, how are you? And I see Virat in the chat. Hello Virat, how are you? And here is Alicia. Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Thank you so much. And here is Jivika in the chat. Hello Jivika, how are you? And here is my old subscriber, Harvia Khalifa. Welcome back to the live. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And here is Augustine in the chat. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much. And here is Liu in the chat. Hello, Liu. And hi, Zana. Okay, happy birthday to you. Thank you so much, Zana, for joining in the live. And next name is Gianna. How are you, Gianna? Thank you for joining in the live. Hello, Amrucha. How are you? Thank you for joining in the live. Next name I see here is Reen in the chat. Hello, Reen. How are you, Reen? And next name is Ayam in the chat. Hello, how are you, Ayam? And here next name is Yakub joined the live. Hello, Yakub. How are you? Thank you so much, Yakub. And here is Farid in the chat. Hello, Farid. How are you? And here next name is Octaviaris. Thank you so much. It's a long name. Have a great day. And here next name I see Iona in the chat. Hello Iona. How are you, Iona? And here is Rachel in the chat. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much. Next name is Connect. Thank you, Connect. Have a great day. And next name I see King in the chat. Hello, how are you, King? And here is Jasmine. Thank you, Jasmine. How are you? And here is next name. This name is Rutan. Join the line. Hello, Rutan. How are you? And here Hello Kingston, how are you? Thank you for joining in the live. Hello Arya, how are you Arya? Thank you Arya for joining in the live. Okay, next name is Sarah. Next name we have Nida in the chat. Hello Nida, how are you? Next name is Margot. Thank you Margot. And next name is Kyra in the chat. Hello Kyra, how are you Kyra? And I see next name is hello here. You back? Thank you so much. Welcome back to the live. And next name is Tanuja. Thank you for joining the live. Have a great day. And thank you, Margarita. Thank you so much. And next name is Vivi. How are you, Vivi? And here is M2 in the chat. And next name is Ranjit. Thank you Ranjit for joining the live. Have a great day. And is Vera in the chat? Hello Vera. And I see Om. Hello Om. How are you? Next name I see Stila in the chat. Hello Stila, how are you Stila? And next name is Sophia. Hello Sophia, how are you? And here I see Molly. Hello Molly, how are you? Welcome back to the live. And next name is, here I see Grace in the chat. Hello Grace, how are you? Thank you, Grace. You're welcome. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Marlene, for joining the live. Thank you. And what's your favorite car? Your favorite car? My name, your favorite? What's your favorite car? And I see here is. And I see here is Samiksha in the chat. Hello Samiksha, how are you? Next name is Pushpi in the chat. Hello Pushpi, how are you? And here is Laila in the chat. Hello Laila, how are you? And I see Arshia in the chat. Thank you so much. Next name is Bali. How are you, Bali? Thank you, Bali, for joining in the live. And next name is Fidan in the chat. Hello, Fidan. How are you? And hello, Abira. How are you? Happy birthday to you. Next name is Banu in the chat. Hello Banu, how are you Banu? And next name is Gabriela. Gabrielle, thank you Gabrielle. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is we have Carl in the chat. Hello Carl, how are you Carl? And here's Nivita in the chat. Hello Nivita. And I see here is Evloya. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you Alisa for joining in the live. Have a great day. And I see Nivita in the chat. Hello Nivita, how are you? next name is Tehrin in the chat. Hello. How are you, Tehrin? And I see next name is Hadia. Hi, Hadia. How are you? And I see next name is Divika in the chat. Hello, Divika. And next name is Adriana. How are you, Adriana? Thank you so much. Thank you, Adriana, for joining in the live. And here is Regina in the chat. Hi, Regina. How are you? And I see here is Cassie in the chat. How Cassie? And here I see next name is we have Dina in the chat. Hello, Dina. How are you, Gina? Okay, next name is we have. Next name we have Peru in the chat. How Peru? How are you, Peru? And next I see Veronica in the chat. Hello, Veronica. How are you? And I see next name is Mama Mia in the chat. Hello, Mama Mia. How are you? Thank you so much for joining the live. Guys, I don't know what's going on. Why is YouTube is doing this? Why I am seeing the name this translation? It's not getting turned off. It's very hard for me to write your name, everyone. Thank you for joining the live. I'm sorry. And I see Ajit. Thank you, Ajit. Have a great day. And what's his name? Bambolino. And YouTube is showing me little doll. What I'm gonna do, I don't know what's going on. Hello, Mia. How are you? Why YouTube is showing me two translations? And here next name is Pooja. How are you, Pooja? Thank you, Pooja, for joining the live. Next name is Durga in the chat. Hello, Durga. How are you, Durga? And I see Amna in the chat. Hello, Amna. And I see here is. Okay, here is your name. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce. Thank you for joining the live. Next name I see here is Farhan in the chat. Hello, Farhan. How are you? And next name is Swati in the chat. Hello, Swati. How are you, Swati? And here is Eco. Thank you for joining the live. Have a great day. And next name is, I see here is, next name is Mars in the chat. Hello, Mars. How are you? And I see Vanshika in the chat. Hello, Vanshika. How are you, Vanshika? Thank you so much, Vanshika. Neeraj, I wrote your name. Thank you so much. And here is, okay, here is Hussein in the chat. Hello, Hussein. How are you? Thank you so much. And I see Mighty in the chat. Hello, Mighty. Okay, who's here in the chat for long? Tell me whose name I miss it. Who's here for so long? Thank you. Tell me, Amy. Thank you so much, Amy, for joining the live. Next name is Sahil. Hello, Sahil. How are you, Sahil? And here is Angel. Thank you, Angel. And next name is Banu. How are you, Banu? And next name is we have Jigit in the chat. Hello, Jigit. How are you, Jigit? And your next name is Ollie London in the chat. Thank you for joining the live. And next name I see. Here we have Adia in the chat. How are you? How are you? Next I see Chula in the chat. How Chula? How are you, Chula? And I see here next name is Raham. Thank you, Raham. Have a great day. Thank you for joining in the live. Okay, everyone, I'm taking last 5 minutes, then I will end the live. I'm taking last 5 minutes, then I will end the live because it's very hard to write your name without translation. And next name is Lubna. How are you, Lubna? Thank you so much. Okay, here next name is Alice. Thank you so much. And next name I see. Next is Jiman in the chat. Hello, Jiman. How are you? And here is Kylie in the chat. Hello, Kylie. How are you, Kylie? And next name is Shiku in the chat. Hello, Shiku. How are you, Shiku? And I see Arabi in the chat. Hello, Arabi. And next name is Anseli in the chat. Hello, Anseli. Okay, next name we have Thomas in the chat. Hello, Thomas. How are you, Thomas? Okay, the next name I see here is next name is Rosa in the chat. Hello, Rosa. How are you, Rosa? And next name I see here is Jamie. Thank you, Jamina, for joining in the live. Have a nice day, Jamina. Next name, wow. Next name is Sathar in the chat. Hello, Sathar. How are you? And here is Suni in the chat. Hello, Suni. And next name I see Ayan. Hello, Ayan. Sorry, I did not see your name. Thank you so much. And next name is Giuliani in the chat. Hello, how are you? And next name is Mina in the chat. Hello, Mina. How are you? Oh, wow. And here is Abdin. Thank you, Abdin. How are you? And your next name is Yod. Thank you for joining in the live. Thank you, Lord. And next name is Serene. How are you, Serene? Thank you, Serene, for joining the live. And next name is Yusuf in the chat. How are you, Yusuf? How are you? My hair is Wasif in the chat. Hello, Wasif. And I see Sama join the live. Hello, Sama. And next name is Hello, Malik. How are you? And next name is Skylar. Hello, Skylar. How are you? Welcome to the live, Skylar. And I see Daisy chatting. Okay, here is a Daisy chatting in the chat. And I see next name is Celine in the chat. Hello, Celine. How are you? Welcome to the live. Next name is Swati. Have a lovely day to you, Swati. And next name is Hello, Prem. How are you, Prem? Thank you, Prem, for joining in the live. And I see next name is Linda in the chat. Hello, Linda. How are you, Linda? And here is Alvina. How are you, Alvina? And her next name is Victoria. How are you, Victoria? And next name I see Shafia. Hello, Shafia. How are you, Shafia? Thank you, Shafia, for joining in. Next name is Vidadat. And next name is Greek Ball in the chat. And next name is Sam in the chat. Hello, Sam. How are you? And next name is Christian. Hello, Christian. How are you, Christian? And I see next name is Charlie in the chat. Hello, Charlie. And next name is I see Venus in the chat. Hello, Venus. And next name is I see Ari in the chat. Hello, Ari. And next name is Yana. Hello, Yana. And next name is Tiger in the chat. Hello, Tiger. And next name is we have Gima in the chat. Hello, Gima. And I see next name is Chloe in the chat. Hello, Chloe. How are you, Chloe? And next name is Naksh in the chat. Hello, Naksh. How are you? And next name is Abuf in the chat. Hello, how are you? And here is Qaida in the chat. Next name we have Sirajuddin. Hello, Sirajuddin. How are you? Next, I see Rahman. Have a lovely day to you, Rahman. And next name is Mehek. Hello, Mehek. How are you? Thank you, Mehek, for joining in the live. Have a great day. And next name is Dishu. Hi, Dishu. How are you? And next name is I see Max in the chat. Hello, Max. How are you, Max? And Lord, I wrote your name. Thank you for joining in the live. Next name is Subhan. Hello, Subhan. How are you? And I see next name is Silver in the chat. Hello, Silver. How are you? And next name, we have Irad in the chat. Hello, Irad. How are you? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much. And here is Akash. Thank you, Akash, for joining in the live. Next name is Lally in the chat. Hello, Lally. Next name is Celine. Next name is Miran. Miran name is John. Hello, Miran. How are you? And I see here is Beauty in the chat. Hello, Beauty. How are you, Beauty? And here is how she joined the live. Okay, everyone, I'm taking last 5 names, then I will end the live. I'm taking last 5 names, then I will end the live, everyone. Okay, Wallet in the chat. Hello, Wallet. How are you, Wallet? And here is Shush. What? Thank you for joining in. Next name is Abud. Here I'm starting now. I'm taking last 5 names. Here I'm starting now. Here is 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last name who's here in the chat. Here is Kartika. Okay, whose name I did not write it. Drop your name. Whose name I miss it. Drop your name. And whose name I did not write. Tell me. Drop your name. Okay, whose name I miss it. Tell me whose name I miss it. Okay, next name is I'm waiting. Hello, Malaika. How are you, Malaika? And next name is Messi in the chat. Hello, Messi. And here is Isaac. Isaac in the chat. Hello, Isaac. How are you? And here is next name is Anissa. How are you, Anissa? And next name is Arjun in the chat. Hello, Arjun. And I see Somalia. And next name is Jamla. How are you, Jamla? Whose name I did not see it. Tell me. Hello in the chat. Hello. How are you? Hello. Next name is Shir. Next name is Fios. Okay, everyone who's here in my life for so long, tell me whose name I did not write it. Tell me, I'm going to end the live. Okay, I'm going to end the live. Hi, Manu. Thank you so much, Manu. And here is Vidadad. Welcome back to the live. And next name is Ayla in the chat. Hello, Ayla. Okay, I want to write. I have a tray and I have glitters, black glitter. Thank you, Huren, Zara. Thank you, Huren, Zara. And I see Taylor in the chat. Hello, Taylor. How are you, Taylor? And here next name is Alif. How Alif? How are you? Thank you so much, Alif, for joining the live. And I see here is Alia in the chat. Hello, Alia. And I see Falak. Thank you, Falak. Next name is, and I see, okay. Okay, dear, I am writing for your name. I did not know your name. What's your name? Please tell me what's your name. I did not see your name. Next name is Momina. Hello, Momina. How are you? And here is Sarah. How are you, Sarah? And next name is, I see Charlie in the chat. Hello, Charlie. Next name is Hiseo in the chat. Hello, Hiseo. How are you? And next name is, okay, Swaya. It's okay. Thank you for joining in the live. Have a nice day. Thank you so much. And next name is Proper in the chat. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. Next name is Gina in the chat. Hello, Gina. How are you, Gina? Thank you so much. And here next name is Lela in the chat. Hello, Lela. Sorry, Layal in the chat. Hello, Layal. How are you? And here's Matilda in the chat. Thank you, Matilda. And I see here next name is Mocha in the chat. Hello, Mocha. And I see here is Easter in the chat. Hello, Easter. How are you? Thank you, Easter, for joining in the live. And here is Via in the chat. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much. And next name is, I see Juliana. How are you, Juliana? And next I see next name is Kenneth in the Barry in the chat. Hello Barry. How are you? Hi Obik. Thank you so much for joining in. Fayos, I wrote your name. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Next name is Musa in the chat. Hello Musa. How are you, Musa? And here is Yun Chai in the chat. Hello Yun Chai. How are you? And it is Zoha. Thank you for joining the live. Next name is Hello Taha. How are you, Taha? And happy birthday to you. Biryani, happy birthday to you. Thank you for joining in the live. Next name is Anissa. How are you, Anissa? And I see Shinobu in the chat. Hello Shinobu, how are you? Thank you so much. And here is Ali in the chat. Hello Ali. And here is Uber in the chat. Thank you so much. Flandry. Thank you, Flandry, for joining in this live. Next name is Sivam. How are you, Sivam? And I see Honey in the chat. Hello, Honey. And we have Tutu in the chat. And next name is Hamad. Hello, Hamad. How are you? And I see Talia in the chat. Hello, Talia. How are you, Talia? And next name is Raj in the chat. Hello, Raj. How are you? Next name is Kavya. Thank you for joining the live, Kavya. And I see Manan in the chat. Hello, Manan. Okay, their next name is Iblan. Thank you, Iblan. Have a great day. And I see Rahab in the chat. Hello, Rahab. How are you, Rahab? And next name is Sana in the chat. Hello, Sana. And here is Kushal in the chat. Hi, Kushal. And next name is Misha. Misha or Samisha. Oh, yes, your name is Misha. Okay, next name I see Almina in the chat. Hello, Almina. How are you, Almina? Kyra in the chat. Hello, Kyra. The next name is Carolina. Thank you, Carolina. Next name is Imani. Thanks, Imani, for joining in. Next name is we have Pedro in the chat. Hello, Pedro. How are you? Livy. Next name is Livy in the chat. Hello, Livy. How are you? Okay, next name is Tornanik. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. And next I see Okay, sure. Hello, how are you? I do not see your name. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is Amira in the chat. Hello, Amira. How are you? Next name is Kelly in the chat. Hello, Kelly. How are you, Kelly? And next name is Abby. Thank you and welcome back to the live. And here is Heather in the live. Hello, Heather. Next name is Raj in the chat. Hello, Raj. Okay, everyone, I'm taking last 5 minutes. Then I will end the live. I'm taking last 5 minutes. Then I will end the live, everyone. Here I'm starting now. Here is 5. Here is 5, 4, and here is 3, 2, and the last name who's here in the last. And here is ours. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the live. See you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Bye. Thanks for joining in. Thank you.